Hi, I'm Cram, and today I take a look at Resident Evil 6 demo. I'll give you some impressions of what I thought about that game. Let's check it out. The Resident Evil 6 demo flies in for owners of Dragon's Dogma and means that ahead of the game's October 2012 release, gamers can sample 3 very different parts of the game. For the uninitiated, no longer are players stuck with just 1 or even 2 main protagonists, as this time the game features several stories. The demo offers 3 stories which partner old favourites such as Leon and Chris with new sidekicks. There's even a grown-up Sherry Birkin from Resident Evil 2 thrown in with newcomer Jake. What's perhaps interesting to note is how each of the 3 missions play. Leon and Helena, for example, offers a slower paced survival horror style compared to the others. There are no pickups and a lot of tension building and atmosphere to draw you in. Naturally, the zombies make appearances here, but their arrival, whilst wholly expected, is built up in a way which harks back to the older games in the series. The controls make the characters feel a bit cumbersome at first, but with full control of the camera and the choice to enter into an aim mode, complete with free movement for the first time, and the game feels a lot more easygoing. There's still an issue of how close the camera is to the character, which gives little to no view behind, which in some ways is a good thing, although once more, players can swap sides at the touch of a button at any time. The shooting mechanics have been changed and offer a full crosshair, but this time the laser dot sits within the crosshair and sways to simulate an unsteady aim. Shooting enemies requires the red dot to be on target rather than just the crosshair to hover over them. This makes getting the more favourable headshots a bit more challenging in the heat of battle. The inclusion of the combat moves has also been given an overhaul, where no longer do enemies need to be staggered to be hit. The kung fu kicking Sherry Birkin teenager feels odd, but what it does mean is you're not defenceless if surrounded or when out of bullets. It's probably possible to abuse the melee attack in the demo, but hopefully something that will be addressed for the final game. That is, unless Capcom want gamers to do melee kill runs. The Chris Redfield story provides a more action-orientated approach, where there are enemies with guns and weapons who aren't shy of running around you and attacking from all sides. There's some odd AI behaviours, but with their speedy movements make for a far more action game approach. It works, but loses a lot of the atmosphere of the Leon mission due to its up-tempo pacing. It's certainly a stark contrast in gameplay, despite sharing a number of similarities. The Sherry and Jake story presents players with a boss battle, although with its tight interiors and multi-layered level, there's a few places to explore as well. The boss battle felt satisfying, but loses some edge in terms of originality. Shoot the brute in the head. The boss has a grapple hook, and when poor Sherry gets impaled, it does demonstrate how very forgiving these games are, where a few pills can take away the pain of being skewered by several sharp bits of metal. The Resident Evil 6 demo offers a great and well worth waiting for slice of the full game, enough to keep players well interested at least without giving too much away. With lots of atmosphere, some solid action and a decent roster of characters, Resident Evil 6 is looking like being a top-notch game, although admittedly the Leon mission by far was the most interesting to play. If there's any real concern, then it lies within the fact that fans of survival horror style missions might feel let down by the more action orientated scenarios, which could make up a large portion of the package, and vice versa. Does Resident Evil 6 spread itself too thinly in this regard? Well, until we get our hands on the final game this October, we won't know the answers. Let's just hope there is enough meat in each campaign to be worthwhile for everyone. Keep your eyes peeled for more Resident Evil 6 in the coming weeks and months.